follows. In the prose, we have dropped The New Dress by Virginia Woolf and Why We Travel by Pico Iyer. Then as far as the poems are concerned, we have dropped She Walks in Beauty by George Byron and Small Towns and Rivers by Mungai. The entire text and comprehension activities have been omitted, but writing skill activities, language study and vocabulary items have been given for self-study and they will be there for examination. Thank you very much. With this, I stop here. I conclude.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The session was really excellent. And
one prose, that is for 34 marks. The first question is on scene extract from the book, of course, and the word limit is 275 to 300 words. The examiner or the paper setter should get a good expanse to frame questions, and so we have kept it to 275 to 300 words. The first question is global understanding type question, and that tests the overall understanding of the extract or message or theme, or and yes, you can frame questions like state true or false, or give the correct statement, or give the correct reason, or complete it, or fill in the blanks, or sequence it, or ordering, we can call it. That way you can do it. Then comes complex factual. Here, complex factual, again, when we call it, there is difference between factual question and complex factual question. When we say it is complex factual question, of course, it is testing your reading skill and the facts are scattered in the extract. So the student, where is the skill? The student have to find out where are the facts, and accordingly, he or she will answer. Then the next question is inference or interpretation or analysis type question. Now, when we talk about inference type question, we infer, we take out the meaning, or we can call it reading between the lines. Okay, interpret what you have understood, what you have come to know. And through activities, of course, you know it very well. We do not call it a question paper. We call it an activity sheet. So here you have to frame activities as a paper setter. So what questions can be asked? All these years, for the last 3-4 years, we have been doing it, and you know it very well how to do it. We can do it through flowcharts. We can give it through table. We can give it to match the following type activities, and so on and so forth. Then the last is personal response type question. Here, the student, he expresses his views, opinion, ideas, or he talks about the similar situation. And here we are, of course, testing his thinking as well as how he can express himself through the language, and language proficiency is also tested here. So let's move on to the next. Language study. Yes, here you will give the items which are from the given text, and 2 activities will be there. Each activity will be of 1 mark. And here you will be, it will be like do as directed, transformation, edit, etc. Or you can give it activity based also. Instead of asking the student change the voice, of course you will give them some clues. Okay, or sometimes you will give them some options and students will pick out the right answer. Now, as far as vocabulary is concerned, yes, there will be 2 activities, and for each activity will be carrying 1 mark. Now here, as I have given here, you can read it very clearly. Word register, crossword puzzle. Of course, there is good scope for students' creativity as well as the paper setters' creativity also. And very importantly, the clarity, that is also very important and should be taken care of. Then question 1B, that is non-textual grammar. So yes, it is first 3 questions, do as directed type, and again, activity based. And the last is, that is the 4th question in non-textual grammar, that is spot the error. Now, if we go by marks, for question 1A, there are 12 marks. For question B, there are 4 marks. So in total, let's say 16 marks. Let's move on to the second question. Again, it will be the same. but the extract will be unseen extract. Now here I would like to tell you something. With of course I have assessed many papers and set papers and scrutinizing and everything is done. But I'm of the firm opinion that the students, instead of he getting stressed while answering the question, he should enjoy writing paper. And so you can give some interesting passage or extract for the student, so he or she can enjoy it, and of course enjoy answering the questions also. So as far as global understanding question, that is overall understanding of the text. So while setting the paper, you will take care that the answers are not at one place. Moreover, the answers are scattered, and that will be the answers will give you the students overall understanding of the given extract, since it is unseen. Then complex factual, I have already spoken about it. The answers are scattered. They will not be at one place. Moreover, the answers are scattered, and students will, of course, apply his scanning, scheming, all skills while answering all the questions, all 4 questions here. Then inference, interpretation, and analysis. I have already explained you the difference. So inference, they guess, they read between the lines, okay? Then interpretation, they interpret what they have understood, what they know. And analysis, yes, that will be the detailed study from all angles, dividing parts or dissecting the given extract. Then personal response type question, expressing his views, ideas, similar situation, imagining the same situation and putting himself in the same situation and what he will do. That type of questions can also be asked. Then language study, as I have told you, grammar, this will be again grammar and based on the given extract, and it will be again activity based. So we are making things easier for the students. Then vocabulary, 2 activities, each carrying 1 mark. Then summary writing. Now here is the catch. Write the summary of the above extract with the help of the points given below. So we have to give the points and give a suitable title. All these years, what we were doing, we were giving 1 mark for suitable title. But this time what we have done, we are not giving any mark for suitable title, but yes, that is one of the important points. So student, he has to cover all important points, that is 1 mark. Language vocabulary use, that also is very important, because many times we have seen students copy pasting things, and to avoid it, to test, actually when we test or when we assess the paper, it has to be very authentic assessment. And for that we have done this change. Instead of asking for title and giving 1 mark for the title, we have included title in covering all important points. Then language and vocabulary, yes, his power of expression through English, that is very important. His grammar, that is very important. And so we have given here 2 marks for language, vocabulary, and grammar. So let's move on to the next. Mind mapping. Now, I know it very well. Many students are, many teachers, they ask me a numbers of questions regarding mind mapping. Now, as far as mind mapping is concerned, you know it very well. Those who have studied the last year's pattern, they know it very well that note making, and there we were doing, we were giving completion task. Moreover, it is very clearly mentioned that it is completion task. But when it comes to mind mapping, it cannot be a completion task, because everyone's way of looking at it and thinking about it is different. And that's why what we had to do is we had to give them some clues, like, okay, how many branches should be there
in the prose section. So we have 34 marks of prose and basic writing skills that are asked in the activity sheet as a separate questions. We have this set of writing skills. Now these 3, drafting, virtual messages, statement of purpose, and group discussion, are totally new this year, and so they are in different color and bold. The other skills have been already introduced, and so these skills still remain at the 12th standard. Some skills are not included for 12th standard evaluation, and considering the importance of the future of the students in senior colleges and after their education, we have come to the conclusion that some skills are very important. Thanks to the introducers of SOP. So SOP has been proved very, very important to the students because many of the students, they study abroad. They wish to pursue their education abroad, and so this is important. The fourth question in the activity sheet will look like this. This is the distribution of ABCD in the fourth question. Now, there may be many questions in the minds of the teachers that though drafting virtual messages, SOP, and group discussion are newly introduced skills for the 12th standard, why they have been kept together and why this is the arrangement. Let me tell you one thing. The questions based on virtual messages and SOP and GD will be totally novel, and so students will really find it slightly difficult to choose whether they should write a virtual message, SOP, or GD. GD being the most easiest way, sometimes may not be easier for the student because the question may not be properly understood. So depending on the type of activity that is framed on each writing skill, students will choose their own comfort zone, and we have given plenty of options here so that students will have their own options. That doesn't mean that others, some options they will never attempt. There are students who are certainly going to attempt different options because they students at different levels, they are try to prove their own skills, their own talents, their own content knowledge, and so these all skills are framed, are set in such a way. Now, what is the note? Though this is the pattern, in above ABCD, paper setter will have to frame activities on all types, all, each and every, and set as options. In A part, this 3 will be options. In B part, this 3 will be options. So students are required to attempt any one activity from each set for 4 marks. So this is the note. So a very challenging task for the paper setters. And we have all this for 16 marks. Let us see one by one the marking scheme of the first one, drafting virtual messages. We have 2 marks for content, the sequence and flow of ideas, the language usage, which is said as appropriateness, that is 1 mark. And in this way, we have 4 marks for drafting virtual messages. In the same way, we have for the statement of purpose, which is an option for the above virtual messages. And if you see carefully in all these 3, that is the first set, question 4A, these 3 will be asked as options, and see the distribution of marks is the same type, 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1, and this is going to help, certainly going to help the paper assessors. Coming to the question 4B, where we have email, we have report, we have interview as options. Students is required to choose his or her own option and attempt accordingly. And again, you see the distribution of marks is 2 1 1, and it doesn't change till the last. So this is kept as same as in question 4A. In question 4C, we have speech, we have comparing, we have expansion of ideas. And again, the distribution of marks is the same, 2 1 1. It doesn't change. In question 4D, review, we have review. Now this review can be not not necessarily a film review. It can be any review. It can be a textbook review. It can be a documentary review. It can be a story review. It can be any review. So the questions, the activities will be framed in that particular way. So we need not restrict the students to film review, though film review is an example in the course book. And so this review is certainly going to help students to write many other reviews pertaining to different branches of knowledge. Or blog, we have kept, this is important. And appeal, which is very, very important from the students pursuing in the advertisement area.
So like, comment, share, subscribe our education and information.
It has 4 marks. Question number 5A has 4 marks, and those 4 marks are divided into 2 activities. Both carries 2 marks each, and the questions or the activities which are based on this particular section, that is, we can frame MCQ activities, we can also frame match the column or chronological order, fill in the blanks, true or false, complete. Any activity can be framed for both the sections, but care should be taken that the activity which we have taken for first part shouldn't be repeated. Means we can't have 2 true or false or 2 match the pair. So that care we have to take. One example I have given, sample activity. Pictures novel means. Actually, this is choose the correct alternative and surely a rogue. That is the answer. Or true and false. This also example is very important because we are not only teachers but we are also paper setters at local level also. So Rajmohan's wife was written by Raja Rao. It's false. It's Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So in this way, I have given one activity, match the pair. Here I have not drawn the table, but you can understand these activities can be framed for question number 5A. 4 marks, 2 activities each, carrying 2 marks each. Now we'll come towards question number 5B. Here also we have 4 marks, and this question number 5B is based on the novel. The activities will be on To Serve with Love, written by E.R. Braithwaite. 4 marks are there. Now here we have to take proper care, as we have taught elements of novel. So now you have to frame activities which are based on those elements. For example, plot. What is plot? Is the course of events, incident, story that make up the theme. So we have to frame the question and the students will answer in 50 words. For example, describe the half-yearly report program of Students' Council. The extract in To Serve with Love has one particular event over there, that is the half-yearly report program of Student Council. Just the students are going to describe that particular event. So it is plot. Now regarding character, the major or leading characters in the extract are to be selected in this particular question or activity. For example, in this particular To Serve with Love novel, we have 3 major characters in the extract, and they are Denham, Miss Phillips, and the narrator, that is E.R. Braithwaite. So either character sketch off or compare 2 characters, any activity we can have. Theme, the third element is theme. What the paper setter has to do, he has to select any 2 elements and then he has to frame. And again, he has to take care that when he has selected 2 elements over here, in the next question number B and C, those elements shouldn't be repeated. That care again has to be taken. Question number 5B, To Serve with Love. The third element we were discussing is theme. It is the central idea of the novel or the extract. Here we can say. Narrate the teacher-students relationship highlighted in the extract. So what we had to do? We had to narrate. We had to describe in 50 words. Surely students will exceed word limit also. So we have to tell them it shouldn't be below 50 words. They may exceed 10 to 15 words, but if it is irrelevant information, so marks can be deducted. That we have to tell them. Now the next element is setting. As we all know, setting means the place, period, the time, the climate, or weather, lifestyle, background in which the story takes place. So the novel or the theme or the story takes place at a particular, we can say, period of time, as this is during the Second World War, to serve with love, or we can say the period was where the racism, this particular thing was going on. So describe the place, the question, the sample question or I have given over here is describe the place and the atmosphere where the half yearly report program of students council took place. So you had to describe the author was in the beginning very much, he was hesitant, he was thinking that how his student will perform on that day, but everything students did was actually appreciated by author in the end of the extract. Now regarding the language, every author has a particular language. He uses a particular language. His style is different. His technique is also different. So we have to make activities or questions. For example, here I have given one activity, question that is describe the language used by Miss Phillip to convince Denham in the question answer session. So this is very important event in that particular, we can say, students council program, and there was a kind of debate in between them, and this is a very interesting incident. So you have to frame activities on language. Many examples can be given. Now we'll come towards question number 5C. This is also for 4 marks. Again, we will have 2 questions or activities on plot, character, theme, language, and setting. Same thing will be there, but this will be on this second novel, that is Around the World in 80 Days, on the extract, not on the entire novel. This you have to always keep in mind while setting the paper. Otherwise, you will set questions or activities which are not in the extract. That may create some problem. So regarding plot, I have given one sample over here, that is narrate the major events that took place in the life of Phileas Fogg from his imprisonment to winning the wager. So many incidents took place at that time, from his imprisonment to winning the wager. So students will describe those incidents. Then regarding the characters, the same thing, character sketch of Phileas Fogg, Oda, Asprout, or Fix. All the major and leading characters in the extract should be selected. Maybe some characters are in the different extracts of the novels which we have not selected. So you have to take proper care. Not a particular character which is in different extract should be given in the examination. That care we have to take. It shouldn't be taken only those characters which are in the extract. The theme, here one example is given. Justify the statement. His means Fox's object, however, to be victorious and not to win the money. So this was his object, and for this he actually took the wager and he completed it and won the wager. Now regarding the setting, describe the atmosphere at the Reform Club before and after the arrival of Phileas Fogg. So surely before his arrival, the atmosphere was totally different. All the club members were very happy. They were thinking that they have won the wager. But before the time limit was over, he reached, Phileas Fogg reached the Reform Club, and then he declared that he has won the wager. And regarding the language, we know that Phileas Fogg is a polite and humble person in the extract. Describe The language used by Fogg, where he is polite, humble, and modest in his attitude and behavior towards others. So students will surely enjoy answering this particular questions. Now question number 5D. Activities will be totally on the sign of 4 for 4 marks. Again we will have two elements. Questions will be on two elements. For plot, such activity can be asked. This is one example that I am giving. Narrate in your words the visit of Miss Morstan at Sherlock Holmes' place. This is one incident where she visits Holmes' office, we can say, and there she describes what has happened and how Sherlock Holmes studying her complete, we can say, statement, and then what he did, we all know very well. Then regarding the character sketch, we have three characters over there: Miss Morstan, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson. So we have to ask on these characters, write the central idea regarding the theme of the extract of the novel, The Sign of Four. And regarding setting, the extract gives